I woke up at 6 this morning. It is 9 o'clock now, and when I opened up the door of the car to go outside, some snow fell on me. It had snowed about half an inch overnight, and the plan today was to go mountain biking. I was going to go rent a bike in Albuquerque and then go ride this really cool trail, but it's snowing. And like it's still snowing a little bit too. So I realized pretty quickly that that would not happen today. So I've made up a different plan, an alternate plan for the day. And so I am in Albuquerque right now, at least on the outskirts of Albuquerque. And let me show you what we have going on. Welcome to Petroglyph National Monument. And we're going to go up this very short trail that's just right over here. And when I say that this trail is short, it's like 100 feet long. It goes from here up these steps where I am now, and then down these steps and back to the parking lot. But I wanted to do this trail because there's a really cool petroglyph here. It's a macaw. This is called the Macaw Trail. Macaw, of course, is a bird like a parrot. Kind of hard to see here, so there are some inscriptions below the macaw, and then this is the macaw itself. That is really neat. And then there's another trail that goes there that leaves from the same spot called the Cliff Base Trail. We have some interesting petroglyphs here too. There are some 21,000 images that have been cataloged within the National Monument here. Most of them are from the 1300s to 1600s, and that's what these are. But some of them are up to 3,000 years old. People have been here for a long time. And what an interesting style of petroglyph. This isn't something I'm used to seeing. This is called the Rio Grande style, I believe. And we have a little horned figure right here. That's kind of neat. And a VW here. And a spiral or a bullseye over there. And below and to the left of the bullseye, which looks like it's actually been shot. I guess that's one of the hazards of being a bullseye petroglyph. Is this interesting fella? Pretty large too. It's like 3 feet across, 3 feet high. And here's another one that looks like a mask or a demon. And as is the case with most Native American rock art, we don't know exactly what all of this means, and so I'm interested in hearing your take. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. What does this represent? What do these mean? This is fascinating. This little sign here talks about how this kind of crescent that I'm on right now, this is all volcanic rock. And it's a crescent because there used to be a hill right here. There's a picture of it, what they think, approximately what it would have looked like. And the lava flowed around the hill, but then the hill got worn away. The hill eroded away, leaving just kind of the indentation where it was, and that crescent that was left is where we are now. And I've now driven kind of around the corner in the same general area to a third trail. So the first one that I did was the Macaw Trail. The second one was the Cliff Base Trail. This one is called the Mesa Top Trail. And again, there are more petroglyphs along this one. And all of these are super short. The Macaw one, that trail was incredibly short. The Cliff Base Trail, 5 or 10 minutes. And then this one I think is the same, like 10, 15 minutes maybe. And that is one nice thing about this area. It is very accessible, these petroglyphs. The parking lot is right here. It's a kind of a paved asphalt trail. And we get some good petroglyphs right off the bat, right away. This one looks like a map or something. Again, very interesting, very different from the ones that I'm used to seeing in Utah, for example. Okay, so it's a few hours later. I've been trying to figure out what exactly I wanted to do today. You might remember that originally I said the plan was to rent a mountain bike and go mountain biking in the area. Well, this isn't great mountain biking weather. This isn't great biking weather, period, but that hasn't stopped me from renting an e-bike. And so we are going to take off on the e-bike. It cost $45 to rent it for half a day. And I've got a helmet and lock and everything. And we're gonna ride around town a little bit here. I've never really, I've been through Albuquerque, but I've never really stopped in Albuquerque to see or do anything. And the first stop is here. I'm there right now. This is the old Town Plaza. There's kind of a square in the middle here surrounded by little shops and restaurants. Reminds me of the one in Santa Fe, which isn't too far away to the north here. 1706 to be specific is when that plaza was established. The goal is to get to a bike trail. City biking is fine, but that's not what I want to do right now. I want to get to a bike path and enjoy some peace and quiet here. And this is the main bike path. This bike path goes for 16 miles along the Rio Grande River here in Albuquerque. And I don't know which way I want to go. Left looks better because the snow is being driven this way. So if I go left, the snow will be at my back. Yeah, let's go left. This ditch right here is obviously not the Rio Grande. This is just like a drainage ditch. I was talking to the guy who rents the bikes out, and he said that you can't really see the river for most of the time, which is a little bit of a bummer. But there definitely are a few spots where we'll be able to catch a glimpse. This bike does have some suspension in the front, which makes going over some of the dirt and gravel areas doable. And this, I believe, is the river. Here's the main bridge, the main road with some viewing platforms. I think I'll try to get up there in a minute, but for now, here's the very muddy Rio Grande. It looks muddy and high, which makes sense with all the rain we've been getting here. I'm all of 15 minutes into this adventure and I'm already frozen and wet, which, yeah, also seems about right. That makes sense. You go riding a bike in the snow and the rain, and you're gonna be wet, you're gonna be cold. Also, I just checked the GoPro footage and it was pointed a little bit too far down, so I apologize for that. When I start riding again here, I'll point it up so we can get a better straight out view from the saddle here. And this bike path that goes along the river is called Paseo del Bosque. I think that at some point you'd probably be able to see the mountains above Albuquerque here, but not today. All right, let's backtrack, get back on the bike path, head further to the south. Fire danger very high today. Yeah, I doubt that. Somehow I doubt that. What is this thing? That's neat. That little off-road detour has cost me. The tires are just completely caked in mud. I think once I actually start driving on the pavement again, that'll be good. It'll help get some of the mud off, but I want to get as much off as I can here before I get back on there. everyone, that was freezing. I ended up biking something like 13 miles in the snow. And I don't know how interesting it was. I don't know how compelling that footage is of me riding around in dreary Albuquerque in the snow, but I had a good time. I think that was a lot of fun. And it's now the next day. I found a campsite kind of close to Santa Fe yesterday, and I've been hanging out today with another YouTuber. And this is a guy that I've been following since before I even started my channel. So it's going on, I don't know, 7 years now. And let me introduce you to him. So this is Nate from the channel Element Life, which used to be called Element Vanlife.
Transitioned a bit.
Exactly, his channel has gone through a few different revisions. Tell the people what your channel is like these days.
Well, it started originally, I was living in a Honda Element camper back in the day, and then has slowly transitioned to more of like off-grid living. We're on this property now in the high desert of New Mexico.
Beautiful place.
Yeah, it's
awesome. They got an awesome spot here. And we've been hanging out and chatting for the last few hours, and this is his newest adventure rig. This is a truck camper. What is this?
It's made by Palomino. It's called a Rogue. It's just a little pop-top truck camper. And yeah, we just have it on an older 3/4 ton pickup truck. Use it for adventures away from the property when we're off traveling around, and then other times we're just here working on the property, so a little bit of both.
And his channel is truck camping adventures, and like he said, more recently, or at least getting into a lot more off-grid cabin stuff. And they also have a tiny house. Let's go take a look at the tiny house real quick.
Yeah.
So here we are in the tiny house. It's beautiful. Like I've watched the videos of Nate building this, but in person it's really nice. It looks great. And he was just saying that it took how many hours to build this?
Probably somewhere around 500 hours just to do the the exterior siding and then all the interior. We did buy it as an unfinished shell, so it had windows, and that's about it, really. Just the walls and stuff, but all the interior walls we added the siding on the outside and everything else. So.
Super cool. And they're almost done with everything in here, and at some point they're going to be renting it out. So if you guys want to come and stay on the property here, you can in the future, right?
Yes, yeah, very soon. Hopefully within the next couple of months we'll get everything touched up, finished up, and be able to come to an off-grid retreat in the high desert out here.
And again, it is beautiful out here. Like you can see the beautiful hills behind me here. And until they get the tiny house listed, tell them again where they can find your channel and everything like that.
The channel's called Element Life. It's on YouTube, and yeah, that's about it.
I think that's it for now. I'm gonna leave Nate alone here to do his thing, and then tomorrow, so this video isn't over yet, tomorrow I'm gonna get back on the road, head back into northwestern New Mexico. There is one more hike that I want to do here, so I'll meet back up with you guys somewhere on the road in northwestern New Mexico a couple hours from here. And so for the last chapter of this adventure, I am at a fantastic spot called the Lybrook Badlands. It's a relatively little known spot. I'm back in northwestern New Mexico. I drove a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours from the Santa Fe, Albuquerque area this morning. And when I say last chapter of this adventure, I really mean two things. The first being the last kind of segment of this video, but then this is also the last video of this trip, of this New Mexico trip. I'm heading back home after this, over the next day and a half or so. And so let's explore this area and enjoy it while we still can. There are these amazing and stout toadstool formations down here, and then I am at the base of this formation called Twin Peaks. I was standing right at that cleft between the two sides. And yeah, let's go around the corner. I think there's some more of these toadstools. Somehow this hoodoo here has a tree growing out of the top of it. How does that happen? I just came across this little arch here that's capped with a giant boulder. There's that boulder, and these two arms of dirt are holding it up over the opening here. And look at the texture of this. It's not quite rock. I mean, it's very soft. So strange. Surely that is not long for this world. I feel like one good storm will just bring that thing crashing down, but it's neat while it's still there. And we have a strangely large pine tree here. There are a lot of smaller pinyon juniper trees around here, but not too many big proper trees with real big straight trunks. There's another one across the way over there. Surprising to find such big trees, big hearty trees in such a desert location here. It's pretty neat. And I think that'll wrap it up for this adventure, for this video, and again for this New Mexico trip. New Mexico is a great state, lots to see and do. I only scratched the surface here, but of course I'll be back again and again in the future to see and do more. And I wanted to say thanks again to Nate and Shannon for meeting up and hosting me. Again, I've been watching Nate's channel for a really long time, and he in the past has done a lot of van dwelling, SUV camping, SUV living type of videos. He's transitioning now to more off-grid adventures and off-grid projects at their little cabin there. And yeah, go check it out, Element Life. I'll put links to it down below, and you can also just search for it on YouTube. And I hope you guys enjoyed this adventure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what your favorite part was. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to check out Adventure Know-How, my new site, where you can gain access to a map of all of my free campsites, plus monthly bonus videos that you won't find anywhere else. Learn more at adventureknowhow.com. And for links to everything else SUV RVing related, visit suvrving.com. Links to these sites and more will be in the video description.